What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today, I'm going to hit you up with some quick thoughts and opinions on this latest album from Migos called Culture 2. With Culture 1, they came through with a very cohesive project, at least in my opinion, because it was 13 tracks with some nice bangers and catchy hooks. And of course, we had some solid flows on there as well. They worked that triplet style. And there was also the single Bad and Bougie on there. That really blew up and became a mega hit and really helped propel that project to the status that it obtained. So Migos are no slouches, they've had a lot of success, and they've even made their way into the pop world. As you listen to the radio, you'll hear them working with all kinds of different artists like Bieber, Katy Perry, etc. You'll even hear a song on here called Gang Gang that really sounds like a blatant attempt at radio play. There's minimal cussing on it, it just has that radio feel and sound to it, and obviously that was one of my least favorite tracks. Really just felt like a watered down Migos track, really the most watered down Migos track you could possibly hear. But you know, they haven't been very low key. They've dropped a lot of projects over the past year or so, including a couple of those collaborations with Without Warning and Huncho Jack, Quality Control, etc., etc. They are just everywhere. So if you're a diehard Migos fan, you might be excited once you see that this project is 24 tracks long, but goddamn, that is way too much Migos. Even if you love Migos, I'm wondering if you want this much Migos. It's kind of like me and Count Chocula. I love that shit, I could eat it pretty much every day, but if you sat me down and force-fed me like 5 boxes of that shit, whew, man, I would be sick as hell and shitting marshmallow ghosts and bats for like a week. So this is one of those instances where they really went with quantity over quality. Myself, I do like the odd Migos track because they do work some nice flows and they come through with some bangers, but god damn it, man, 24 tracks is serious overkill, like summoning Knights of the Round to kill a damn goblin. Or maybe some other low-level boss. You really could have just used Bolt 1 on that bitch or made this project like 10, 11, or 12 tracks. But this shit right here is draggy like a dog's nutsack when it's wiping its ass on your carpet. When you listen to this, you're just going to hear the usual shit you expect from Migos, some synthy 808 bangers, and those triplet flows with braggy bars, drug dealing shit, some gun talk. You know how it goes, just the lowest common denominator of rap content. So there's not really anything about this that is too new, and I just felt like if you're going to do a project that is this long, at least split it up into 2 halves, you know what I mean? Do the double disc thing, maybe have some sort of concept where the 2 discs are separate from each other, kind of like what Big Crit did. But Migos really are just one-dimensional. They're not bringing a whole lot to the table that you haven't already heard from them before on this album. So that's what I think is definitely the weakness here, although there were a couple of tracks that I liked. And oddly enough, the reason I liked them is because they were kind of different. With Stir Fry, you get this Pharrell production that's bright and bouncy. This is just a 3-minute track that's short and catchy, so it stands out. Whereas a lot of these tracks are like 4 and 5 minutes long, because you got to have the hooks on there, each member gets a verse, and you know how it goes, man. You got Quavo doing his auto-croon thing, and then Takeoff and Offset, they're doing a bit of auto-crooning too. Myself, I think Offset really was on point on this project, but Takeoff came through with some great verses, so I think he was the MVP. Quavo, I'm not huge on. I kind of feel like he's just another auto-crooner. That's just how I feel about him. But you know what? They work well together, obviously, because they've had such success. But moving on, I just feel like they really could have came through with some more variation here. That would have made such a big difference, but they didn't do enough that was different. I mean, I already mentioned the song Stir Fry. That was something that was kind of unique by their standards. And the other track that was kind of different is Made Men. This one actually has this jazzy R&B sort of feel to it, so it was cool. These were my 2 favorite tracks, and really, out of 24 tracks, that's all I cared for. This shit is just so monotonous, redundant, and repetitive. We've heard this shit from Migos before. There aren't a lot of bars on here that are very strong, and even the features aren't that memorable. Unless you were excited to hear Drake and Nicki Minaj sending more subliminals because of the issues they have with people. So, you know, there weren't a lot of things here that I was really excited about. Obviously, you don't expect Migos to be these mega lyricists. I mean, that's not what they're known for. But this is too much Migos, man. This shit really turned my brain to mashed potatoes as I was listening to it. Way too much Migos, especially for one sitting. And, you know, I'm going to go with a 2 out of 5 here. I guess they did what their fans would want them to do, but again, man, this is just so much of the same old, same old, same old. Even if you're a fan, were you really happy with this? That's what I'm curious to know, because I'm not a diehard Migos fan, but I'm not a diehard hater either. I like some of their tracks. I actually thought Culture was all right, and I did come back to some of those songs, but this shit right here, I don't think I'm ever going to listen to it again. I do like those 2 tracks, but really I think Stir Fry is the main one that I would put in a mix. So I'm just going to look through my notes right here to see if I'm missing anything else, but, there really just isn't a whole lot to be said about this one. It really just feels like it's mostly filler, and this album, Culture 2, that's the exact question that it poses. If an album is mostly filler, do you call those tracks filler? Think about it, man. That's some shit we gotta figure out. But there you have it, man. This was a rant review all over the place, just spitting it straight from the heart. Got a couple notes here, but you know how I do. I'm not trying to have all kinds of cuts and shit like that, so let me know what you think of this project, man. There really isn't a whole lot to say, but maybe you can break it down more. Maybe there's some shit about this that you love that I didn't. Whew. Catch my breath, air it out because I'm getting my ramble on. You know what to do anyway, man. I say the same shit at the end of every video. Hit up my social media sites, show me love, show me lots of it, share the channel. Let's get those subs, likes, views, and comments up. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.